Okay, as usual, I have already done my brows and cleaned up under it with concealer. I don't know why I'm stumbling on my words. I just want to give a disclaimer that you're seeing bruising and everything because I just had my lips done, and I also chose to get my profile softened because I have like droopy jowls. I have a vlog on it that will be up very soon if you want more information on it, and if you have questions, of course, comment down below and I'll do my best to answer them. But that's why there's looks like I got punched in the mouth. So let's just get started. I love to use tape for my eye makeup tutorials because, or just my eye makeup in general, because I feel like it just makes the eye makeup come out so clean. So I just have your basic Scotch tape. I put them on my hand first. That way it takes off a little adhesive, and then I line it up from the corner of my eye up towards my brow bone. And I don't like press it down, I just lightly give it a little tap. To prime my eyes, I love using the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer in the shade Light because it's just a neutral base and it just neutralizes my eyelid so that way any colors that show on top are more true to color. Today's palette is this Bare Essentials Bare Minerals Ready eyeshadow palette. I don't know if it's good. I'll be experiencing it here with you guys today. But I just feel like the palette is something I usually don't wear. It's beautiful cool tones and they just look so pretty. Using the shade in this palette, there's like a neutral light cream color. I'm just gonna dust it all. Oh my god, that's so light. Okay, let's try the one on top called Celebrate. It's really powdery actually. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to use this. Okay, that one's a little bit better. Using the blending brush, I'm gonna go into this more taupe shade called Oyster. So I'm taking this taupe shade and I'm gonna start adding some depth to the crease just by taking a fluffy blender and swiping it back and forth. I'm actually really disliking how these shades are blending, so I'm gonna not use this anymore. So I do have a few Ulfa products because I'm on their mailing list. And I've tried this palette out before. It's one of the Pro Matte palettes. It's brand new. I do have a coupon code because this is kind of expensive. It's $80, but I have a 30% off code. Totally up to you if you want to use it. It is an affiliate code. I really like this palette. I tried to use something new, but I'm going to go in and use this palette instead and hopefully go over the work I've already done. So for a transition shade, I'm going to go into this light. I brought you guys in a little closer. So starting with this palette, I'm going to take this mauve shade and start buffing it into my crease using small windshield wiper motions, and they're almost circular. If you need a suggestion on a good blending brush, this one from Nyx Cosmetics is really great. It's number 17. I'm going to try to link it down below. Using a more defined blender brush, this is a cult favorite. It's a Sigma E85 or something like that, but it's so worn. I can't see the number, but I am going to go into the next shade down because I'm going to create some gradients. I don't know what to call it, but I'm creating more depth into the crease, and I want to use this brown shade right here, and I'm going to keep it closer to the crease under the brow bone. It's going to go up a little bit, but that's what the blending is for, and I'm working it in slowly. I'm going along with the shape of my eye, so I go and drag it back and forth and blend as I'm dragging the color. So not everyone has dope lids where it's so easy to create a cut crease. Me personally, I've mentioned this before, but my lids have a lot of extra skin, so I like to add the color into the crease even though it looks like I'm going for a different smoky eye, and then with that same brush, without adding extra color, I blend the deeper shade up on the brow bone the slightest bit, because if you go too high, that's when it starts looking too intimidating, but if you keep it too low, that's not, it's gonna bend into the crease and kind of ruin the look that you're going for. So with the colors I already have laid down, I'm just lightly blending them a little more upwards. To diffuse that out a little bit more so that way you have a clean blend, I take the same blending brush with that first transition shade and make sure there's no spotty dots. I don't know if that makes sense, but making sure there's no breaks in color and just so it looks smooth. Taking in a Sigma E45, which is a little bit more of a tapered blending brush, it goes more to a point so you can really get into the crease. I'm actually going to be daring and go in with black just to create a little bit more of the depth, not to have black eyeshadow in the look, but don't be afraid to use that as a primary just to deepen the crease. So I'm going to go really lightly straight into where I'm wanting to cut the crease and add it for that little extra depth. Something I forgot to do before I started adding all my shadows was add a pop of highlight right onto the brow bone. This is the NYX Pigment Brighten Up, and I've had it for a while, but I truly love it. It's like a staple in my, do you hear me knocking it onto my palette? It's a staple in my makeup routine. I actually wear it all the time, and I take a little definer brush. This one is Morphe M205. I don't have a code, so there's plenty on YouTube though. And I pop it right at the tip. And then I'm gonna blend it out. And I like using a yellow based one because sometimes if it's too white or too pink, it won't look as nice. I feel like a yellow based one will look prettier. And it gives you a tiny little pop, a little extra glam to your cut crease. Now we're moving on to the intimidating part, which I find intimidating, cutting the crease. I'm gonna use Tarte Shape Tape in the lightest shade that I own. I think I do have a lighter shade actually, but this one will do just fine. This is Light Medium Honey. I'm gonna put it onto a palette. I use the Beauty Blender, what is this called? Surface Face Simple. It's just a plastic palette where you could apply product to and pick it up from there. So I'm putting it on there, and then we're gonna use a concealer brush. Vanity Planet has brushes. I've done a video about them before. This precision concealer brush is so perfect. I use it for everything, but especially for a cut crease. It works so well. Just to get in closer, I'm gonna use a smaller mirror. And I like to start with the inner corner. And because of the way that my lids are set up, maybe yours are the same, I build it in slowly. I can't do that fun mechanism where they drag it right across. I have to build it across slowly. I really rely on the tape. I don't know if that makes me not a professional, but I just feel like you're allowed to utilize whatever tools you want to. At first, my line is never perfect, but that's okay with me. As long as I get the idea across, I'll keep going in and building in that crease to make sure it's perfect. To add in more shading, I like to take a pencil brush with the same colors and keep adding the color in. Cut creases are a little bit high maintenance. It's definitely more work than your average smoky eye. The best thing to do is you can cut your crease and don't be scared to go back over the line because I have a really amazing trick. I like to use a white felt tip liner pen, and when I'm done with the blending and the building in the color all over again after cutting the crease, right under the crease cut, I will just lightly go in with the felt tip liner pen in white because it gives it a highlight right underneath. It makes it look like it was perfect. Kind of like a cut crease eraser. This one from LA Girl is not pigmented enough for it to be super extreme. It's like the perfect amount of pigment to help sketch out your creases. So the line might look a little sketchy at first, but when you go in with your shadow to cover it, it's gonna look perfect. It gives you the perfect cut crease. For this look, I want to keep this area really light, so I'm going to continue to cover it with this cream shade right here and a very small eye brush. I don't know where this one is from. It's literally so random. I'm just going to fill in that space. I don't feel like it's extra enough for me, so using the same pigment, and I'm going to spray a liner brush. I'm going to line it right under the crease. And now taking a brush straight into the pigment, loose without setting spray, I'm just gonna pat it over the lid. Now for my favorite part, I love taking off the tape and seeing how clean it looks. Even though I use tape, you could still kind of get some fallout, so I do have my makeup wipes here, and I'm just gonna clean up any loose pigment there might be. I'm gonna go in and add my winged liner. I use Sephora High Precision Liquid Liner. I'm telling you, pick this up. I linked it down below. I've been using this for years. You can check any of my videos. This one is #1. And I'm just gonna go in and add a wing. This is an eye makeup tutorial, so I'll be back in 1 second with my full face done. So I finished most of my face, but I have to say I'm really disappointed with one of the highlighters. It looks too dark or something for my face. Like, it just is not working for me, and it's the new Nikkie Tutorials Glow Goals highlighter. I have to say this is one of the most pigmented fucking highlighters I've ever swatched ever. But I think for my skin tone, it's not showing up to its best potential. So If you're of a medium skin tone, I'm not so sure this is going to be for you unless you want that very obvious streak of highlight on your face. I'm so disappointed because it's so pretty, but oh my god, it doesn't work for me. Like, I feel like this looks crazy. I'm gonna have to fix it somehow, but until then, I wanted to go in and do my lower lash line. So I'm gonna take a pencil brush with a little bit of black shadow on it and smoke out that lower lash line. I left some baking underneath, that way if there's any fallout, we could wipe it away. I wanna use setting spray right now because that highlight is like making me so upset. I feel like it ruined my makeup look. My nose looks crazy. Oh my god. And a small beauty blender and try to tone it down. I think that made it a little bit better, I hope, but I'm gonna go in and just set my brows. Anastasia Clear Brow Gel. I like to push them up. And I do this last because I don't like powder in my brows. If you set them later, you can comb the powders out. I'm gonna prep for false lashes by curling my lashes. I put on my robe because I got really cold. My apartment is freezing right now, but I went in and put on my lashes. I forgot the name already, but I used Velour Lashes Mink Lashes in Serendipity. I love Velour Lashes. They rebranded and restyled everything, and they're so beautiful. I'm gonna link them down below. I don't think I have a code. If I do, I'll leave it down there for you. And I also added black liner in the waterline. The black liner I used, let me find it, is by Rimmel, and I actually really like it, but it's not that it's not that, I don't want to say pigmented because it's pigmented, but you know how some liners you put it on and it's like blacks out your whole waterline? It doesn't do that, but that's almost a good thing because I feel like it's not going to bleed that much. But it definitely did the job, and I feel like this look looks way prettier with the whole waterline filled in. So now that I've explained all of that, I want to go in and do the lips. I do have a new color. I just received the Nikki Tutorials new release in the mail, so I wanted to try the new lipstick. This color is called, actually, what is it called? Duchess, and it looks like it's a cool tone purple. I usually don't wear these types of shades, but I wanted to try it and try the formula because her first release, I didn't like the formula of the liquid lipsticks. So I want to see if I like this one. I put foundation and concealer on my lips already, and let's just see if it goes with this look. I don't love it, but the formula is really good. So don't get me wrong, it's just way too lavender for me and my skin tone and just what I kind of like. I feel like in the tube, I guess it does look that way, but in the tube I just thought it would be more purple and deeper, but on my lips it's just showing a little too pink, so I'm gonna switch that. But the formula was gorgeous, so if you like the color, I mean, by all means, it looks pretty. But I've been dying to do a dramatic eye makeup look with black lipstick, so I'm actually gonna try it out today. I hope that it looks good. I figured since the first color didn't work out, let's just go for it. I'm gonna be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills matte lipstick in the color Midnight, which is, it's black, I guess, because I haven't tried it yet. I've just been trying the colors as I want to use them. There's so many to choose from, and I really love the formula, but let's try this super black matte lipstick. I think it looks good, but it looks so messy, so I'm gonna go in and try to clean it up with concealer. So if you're not into black lipstick, I included some clips using other lipsticks with this look because it still is a really great cut crease that you could wear so many different colors with, being that, and in the black to white type of shades, you could wear any type of lipstick. So I included a couple of clips using different colors. I'm ending my video in black lipstick because I think it's cool and I've never really tried it before, and I've been dying to try it because I think it photographs so beautiful and I love those types of looks. I didn't include my face in this video, but if you wanted an updated foundation routine, definitely let me know in the comments below and I could do that because I've changed my foundation routine so many times. But anyway, I hope this tutorial helped you figure out how to do a cut crease on yourself because I do not have good lids for that, but I still figured it out with some practice and time. I hope that it helped, and make sure you subscribe before you leave, give this video a thumbs up, and I hope I see you next time. Bye!